Hello, pre-calc students. Today we're doing problem 1 on the Common Assessment 3 review packet. And what we need to do first is convert from polar coordinates to rectangular coordinates. And the whole idea of a polar coordinate is that you are starting at the origin. So you're starting at the origin, and then instead of describing a point as with the coordinates x, y, you're describing the point with the coordinates r and theta. Theta is the angle that you rotate at the origin, and r is the directed distance that you move once you're facing that angle. So for example, pi over 4, which by the way is 45 degrees, means that you are facing 0 degrees at the origin. You rotate 45 degrees, so you rotate 45 degrees, and then you move 2 spaces, so you move 2 units forward, facing 45 degrees. So you face 1 unit, 2 units. And so we have a point described by an angle that is 45 degrees and has a distance of 2, all right? And so to draw this picture larger, we have a distance from the center to our point of 2, and the angle from 0 degrees is pi over 4 radians, or 45 degrees, so that's 45 degrees, or pi over 4 radians. And we need to find the horizontal and vertical components of this point. So the vertical components of this point would be designated by the red line, and the horizontal components would be designated by the blue line. Okay? So, knowing this angle, right, we can, using trigonometry, figure out that the cosine, and we're going to use pi over 4 here, the cosine of this angle, the cosine of pi over 4, and we can label the horizontal component x, the vertical component y, is equal to the adjacent side x over the hypotenuse 2. And the sine of pi over 4 is going to be equal to the opposite side y over the hypotenuse 2. So we can adjust it to solve for our x and y coordinates by x is going to be equal to 2 times the cosine of pi over 4. That's going to be equal to x, and 2 times the sine of pi over 4, that's going to be equal to y. All right? So the cosine of pi over 4 from your unit circle is going to be 2 times root 2 over 2. That's going to be equal to x. The sine of pi over 4 is also root 2 over 2, so y is going to be equal to 2 times root 2 over 2. That's going to be equal to y. The 2's cancel out. And so that means that for problem 1, our rectangular coordinates will be root 2, root 2.